We're starting a new monthly segment here called Monday Mailbag, and this is our first iteration. My name is Brittany Page, and this is the Page Perspective, but it is also your perspective today, because at the end of every video, I invite you to call me, email me, comment on my videos so that you can share in the community of listeners who are debating important ideas. I think, for the most part, my comment section is pretty healthy. I hope it stays that way. But it's important for me to hear from you all because there are things that I miss, things that I don't always get right. And this is inevitable when we are talking about these very important issues. And that's actually a good note to start on because I got something wrong and I got a voicemail about it. So let's start there. Let's hear from Andrea in Reno.
This is Andrea. I live in Reno, Nevada. I'm 68 years old. I happen to live on Social Security. I was watching your video tonight regarding the plans Republicans have starting next year to cut benefits, social safety nets, while giving tax decreases and giveaways and subsidies to the very wealthy. I was just wondering why you don't offer up plans of what people can do so we don't feel so helpless. There are an awful lot of comments made by elderly people, people on disability, people who are old and sick, and they don't know where to go, they don't know where to turn to, and you talked about strength in numbers. Why don't you talk exactly about what strength in numbers means? In other words, have them get political. People need to activate, call their DC politicians. Why aren't you suggesting that? Please. You're such a sweet, sweet girl. I wish you would do this to help your subscribers. Anyway, have them get active politically. Have them call the DC politicians. Tell them the MAGAs next year will be front and center. They'll get to see exactly who they voted for, and they'll be joining us in the fight. I thank you for your time. Bye now.
Oh, Andrea, you are so right. And let me tell you, I know nothing about you. I don't know you. But when I listened to this for the first time, I was absolutely crushed that I let you down. It was like a parent sitting me down to tell me how disappointed they were in my choices. Truly, that's what it felt like. I get so many comments from people, calling me a stupid bitch or ugly or the C word, which I would normally say, but I don't want to say it because I don't want YouTube to get mad, or whatever other hateful comment that you might expect from cowards online who wouldn't dare say it to your face. And none of those comments have shaken me the way that your voicemail did. And I don't mean that I feel insulted by your call. Maybe those weren't good examples to give. I don't feel bad when I read things you'd expect to make me feel bad. But this voicemail made me feel bad. And that's good because it's telling me something important, that I did miss the mark. And here's my excuse. I think I talk about people power a lot and what that means and what it means that there is power in numbers and how we can respond to policies we don't like and what changes, but I don't do it every single time in every single video. And I think that you're right in that particular video that I should have done a call to action for people to get involved and make calls to their elected officials. I want you to know that because of your feedback, I will be doing this directly more frequently. And I just did it in a recent video when I talked about Dr. Oz. And I wanted to play your voicemail because it's an important reminder for me, but it's also an important reminder for all of us. So thank you for watching and thank you for calling to set me straight. Okay, so let's hop to a fun one. I want to blend the vibes here. So let's turn to Mustafa 1963. This comment was left on my Republicans working overtime to hide women's deaths from the public video. Quote, "First, find a good online definition site." I'm sorry, what? Sweetie, a good online definition site? Do you mean a dictionary? Do you mean look in a dictionary? Like look in Merriam-Webster, look on merriam-webster.com? Is that what you mean? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Quote, "First find a good online definition site and look up what the word ban means. Then, having familiarized yourself with what the term actually means, Tell me anywhere in the United States that bans abortion. Okay, well, here in this online definition site, the definition of ban says, quote, to prohibit, especially by legal means. Seems pretty straightforward. So then if we hop over here to this map, and I don't know if you can see the title here, but it says where abortion bans are in effect, we can see where all of the bans are, where abortion is prohibited by law, per the definition from the online definition site. I don't know if this clown is trying to assert that abortion bans don't exist, because in some cases there are like narrow exceptions, or if he genuinely has no idea what he's talking about. But even in a state like Florida that bans abortion after 6 weeks, if you try to obtain an abortion after 6 weeks in Florida, that is prohibited by legal means. It is not lawful. It is illegal. It is against the law. It is banned. But this is kind of the point of comments like this, right? I've just spent, more than a minute arguing what is common sense, because some people refuse to accept the reality that is abortion bans killing women, full stop. So I hope that helps. And I hope that you can accept it now that we've consulted the online definition site. Okay, moving on to these two comments, which I think perfectly illustrate what it's like to be on the internet. And I'm going to read them back to back. And these are on my video, Trump administration plotting against the poor and working class while billionaires celebrate. This is from MAGA FTW 2024. Quote, she didn't speak one word of capital T truth. And then this next one is from Carl Tom 2818. Quote, it's all true, capital T true. I love the capital truth and the capital true there. This is why it's generally easy for me to read comments. People will say, how do you do it? How can you read the comments? Especially when they're hateful or people take the least charitable approach to what you've said. And yeah, it can be tough sometimes to read negative comments. But you know what helps in situations like this? Knowing that I'm right. I put so much effort into these videos, and it starts before I even get to planning a particular video. I follow people I respect, who know what they're talking about. I'm always reading, I'm researching, I stay in the know. I'm always trying to improve and get better and become more educated. And I only do videos on things I feel really knowledgeable about, that I'm confident in. So when someone tells me I'm wrong, without explanation, by the way, it's really easy to dismiss it. And if someone were to come with specific citations, some specifics about where I messed up, I'm more than willing to accept that and to reflect on where I got it wrong. And that's really where we started this video with Andrea's voicemail. It's like the quote that I love from Georgia O'Keeffe. I have already settled it for myself, so flattery and criticism go down the same drain, and I am quite free. And I'm not totally there. That's aspirational. Flattery can still be really nice. And I totally hang on to certain criticisms and probably will until the day I die. But when I know what I'm talking about, and I know that MAGA FTW doesn't, and he's not giving me any specifics about how I don't know what I'm talking about, he's not going to impact how I view myself or what I did on that video. So those were great comments. Thank you for them, even to MAGA FTW. So let's turn now to my video, Republicans Working Overtime to Hide Women's Deaths from the Public. This comment is from Ruth CZ4360, quote, you don't what is supposed to have caused those deaths. Pregnancy itself doesn't kill. There must have been other factors. Well, Ruth, I don't really know what you're talking about, truly. Pregnancy itself can be life-threatening, and I'm not a doctor, so let's turn to the experts. Let's turn to Harvard Health Publishing at Harvard Medical School on this one. Quote, simply being pregnant poses significant short-term and long-term risks to health, particularly in the U.S. We have the highest rate of serious pregnancy-related complications among developed nations, resulting in about 700 deaths a year nationally. This health burden is unequally distributed, falling hardest on women of color and low-income women. In fact, Black women are 3 times as likely to die as white women from pregnancy-related complications. Pregnancy acts as an ongoing stress test that taxes the body's systems and generates unique health risks. It changes how the heart, lungs, and kidneys function. It also alters the immune system and changes metabolism through effects on various organs. It increases blood flow throughout the body. The impact is greater for anyone who already has high blood pressure, diabetes, or other health conditions. Additionally, pregnancy can also deepen existing mental health disorders such as depression and anxiety, often exacerbating symptoms. They go on to note that 2 unique health issues for pregnancy include preeclampsia and postpartum hemorrhage. So I don't know if this comment is coming from the idea that this comment about pregnancy itself doesn't kill, or pregnancy itself doesn't pose serious health risks for a person. I don't know if that comes from a belief that it is essential that people reproduce or what. But I think we should really just try to accept reality on reality's terms here, especially when we live in a country that is not doing all that it can to prevent maternal deaths. So I think we're gonna wrap it here. I think this is going to be a fun one, monthly mailbag. We are starting a new year soon, and I'm hopeful about it, even with so much stress and fear of what's to come in a new Trump administration. I'm hopeful we can stick together and fight against the worst of what's to come. And I'm grateful to every single one of you every day that you all come to watch my videos and come to my channel and comment or call me. Please continue to engage with the community that we are building here, and I will hopefully see you in one of these mailbag videos in the months to come. What do you think? Maybe you could be in my next mailbag video. Call and tell me, 657-464-7609, or send an email to idoubtit@dollemore.com. You can support my work on this channel by clicking the join button below, or by going to patreon.com/idoubtitpodcast. The comment section won't always be a peaceful place, but I know that most of you have your heart in the right place, and I'm looking forward to learning alongside you. Take care, and I will see you next time.